Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog cross country, and with us head coach Jared Kelsh. And Jared, first of all, welcome to the show and congratulations, officially named the head coach for the Bulldogs here this past summer.
Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's great to have the official title, and now we can kind of jump into our season and get things rolling.
Bulldogs got it rolling this past weekend. You were the interim coach last year, taking over here in year 2 now, leading the cross country program this fall, and a great meet to start the season, the Bulldog Invitational, and talk about the performance this past Saturday.
Yeah, despite the humidity and then the early morning fog, the meet went very, very well. Again, first meet of the season, so we're just trying to get everybody to get back into the swing of things, so to speak, as far as racing. Most of our kids went the whole summer without racing, just kind of putting the miles under their belt and getting some solid workouts in. So it's really great to be able to, get an idea of where we're at and kind of get some marks on some of these younger kids, especially who, we're not so familiar with seeing. This allows us to kind of, progress their training a little bit as we're moving forward into the season, and allows us to know what we need to do with them from here on out. So.
41st running of the Bulldog Invitational, named after Ray Helsing, of course, the former legendary Bulldog coach who kind of got the program started, passed away last year. What does it mean to be able to continue that tradition of holding this meet?
Oh, it's, I don't know if even words can explain it. Like you said, that this meet was named after Ray, and he was such a big inspiration here for years and years for all of the runners. And we get tons of alumni who come back every year in support of Ray, or who ran 20, 30, 40 years ago. So just everything he did from the program, from as a mentor and as a coach, that kind of shines through on our program still today, with those guys and girls that ran for him, that come in and support us, not only at our home meet but throughout the year and indoor and outdoor track as well. So.
You see the men's footage right now in 8K men's race. Talk about the performance. You sweep the top 10 spots. Talk about some of the good individual performances.
Yeah, it was really, really great. Our winner, Trevor Holowati, he's a sophomore. Took a minute off from what he ran last year. Our guys squad is very, very young, so I think everybody who was in that top 5, was juniors or sophomores. We have one lone senior, so. Very, very exciting to be able to run so well so early with a young team who, maybe doesn't have the experience, that we've had in the past few years, but they've definitely started off with a huge race and bids well moving forward. So.
On the women's side, women ran after the men, 5K women's race here to start the year. What did you see out of your women's squad?
The women did a spectacular job, but as you run more and more races on the course, it gets a little bit tougher. So we weren't necessarily looking for spectacular times. We just wanted to, like I said, kind of get out there, put the spikes on, and be able to run on the golf course. A lot of our races are on golf courses or on grasses, so coming off of the summer where you're running on pavement all summer long and things like that, it's great to be able to lace up those spikes and and start off the season, like you said, with 9 out of the top 10 runners at our home meet. That kind of keeps our kids fired up and, gets us excited rolling forward. So.
I know a home meet like this always takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and certainly some great support from the staff at Khaki Golf Course, and a nice course to run this race on.
Yeah, this course is I know, a fan favorite of many teams in our conference. We host a home meet here every year. Every few years, we get the opportunity to host a GLIAC and or the regional championships. So, it's a fantastic course. Has great footing, lots of rolling hills. So it makes it interesting and competitive for all teams, no matter what your skill level is. So.
You get your home race out of the way here to start the season. Talk about the schedule. What's ahead coming up here for the Bulldogs?
We're actually off this week. Next week, we're moving forward to Michigan State, which is a big race for us. It's especially for our ladies team. It's their first 6K, so they'll run a little bit further than they did this week. But again, it kind of puts us in with Division I, Division II, Division III competition. So it gives us an opportunity to race teams from our conference, but also to run against some teams that we may not see again throughout the year. And it allows us to go against some bigger and better competition, which is always a plus early on. So.
Certainly all these meets here early in the year, building towards the GLIAC, the regional championships at the end of the year. What do you expect as you look at some of the other schools in the conference in the region?
I think, it's really anybody's game. We like to think that we always have a shot and be knocking on the door. I mean, I tell our kids from day one that our focus isn't necessarily what we do in August and September, but, what we do in November. So all the work we do through the summer and through the first 2 months of the season is you're kind of banking it all on one day and, hoping that everybody has that great performance on one day. You get 5, 6, 7 kids running well. It's anybody's opportunity to be able to make it to the national championship. So we've had a lot of luck with that in the past.
You mentioned some of those standout athletes the Bulldogs have had in the past. What does it take for some of these young runners here to develop into that caliber of a competitor before their career is over?
The biggest thing is just consistency. Certainly staying injury-free is definitely a big part of it, but just being able to get out the door every day, get in the miles, being consistent with your training. When you don't miss periods of 2 or 3 weeks for injuries and then you have to start over, that goes a long way. So the biggest thing that we like to focus on is being consistent, and just being mentally tough. Because not every run's going to be a good run, but just staying focused and kind of keeping your eye on that prize in November and working with your teammates throughout the season to not only make yourself better but to make them better. So if we can pull them along with some of our older upperclassmen, that certainly helps.
Shifting the focus just a little bit here, you also lead the indoor and outdoor track programs, and currently the track surface at Top Taggart Field being redone. Talk about what that's going to mean for the track program.
That's going to be great for our program. One, it gives us a better facility to train on year-round. Two, it gives us the opportunity to be able to host championship meets here, host more home meets. And again, that gives us also allows us to, get more alumni base to come back and have support as we host more and more meets here at our facility. So it's kind of a favorable thing in every aspect for not only our track athletes, but like I said, our alumni, other sports here on campus. Our cross-country team uses it occasionally during the year, so it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
Well, looking forward to seeing the Bulldogs in action out on that track when the time comes. But first, best of luck to the Bulldogs here throughout the cross-country season.
Thank you very much, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.